Hello everyone. Welcome to The Recipe Chef. My name is Linda Flanagan and I am not a chef, but I do like to eat. And so I look up interesting recipes, usually authentic, usually healthy, and I prepare them for myself, my husband, my friends and family. Upon their urging, I'm making this video of a preparation of a recipe that I enjoy. It's easy to make and it has a great presentation. So let's get started. So what we're making today is called a Dutch baby. The Dutch baby is not Dutch. It also from time to time is called a German pancake. It is also not originally German. It originated from German immigrants who came to North America, and they were referred to as Dutch. Anyways, let's prepare the recipe. So our ingredients today will be half a cup of flour, packed. Normally when you use flour, you want it to be light and airy, but in this case, you want a dense half cup of all-purpose flour. You'll be using 2/3 of a cup of whole milk, and that should be at room temperature. In with my flour, I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We also have 3 large eggs that have been beaten, and they are also at room temperature. To get the loft that you'll want to see and the great presentation, you'll want your milk and your eggs at room temperature, and this assists with that loft. In the milk, I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. You can also add other flavorings to this. If you like cinnamon, you can add a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Today I'm going to be using apples, so I sliced an apple and cut it into pieces. I peeled it and cut it into pieces, and then coated it with lemon juice so it wouldn't brown. We also need a total of 3 tablespoons of butter. 2 tablespoons I'll be using in the frying pan, and a 1/3 will be melted and brushed on the Dutch baby pancake at the end. I'm also today going to be adding some bacon pieces. So I buy this, it's real bacon, and I'm going to add that for flavor as well. You can add all kinds of toppings and ingredients into your apple pancake, or you can serve it plain. It's delicious plain as well. Also I have, here's a half lemon, the other half from the one that I used to acidulate my apples, and I will be putting that on the Dutch baby when it comes out of the oven. Okay, let's put it together. So rather than using a piece of equipment, a mixer or food processor, I'm just going to prepare it in a container that you can seal. It might be a mason jar. I'm using one of these Ziploc containers that has a lid. So I already have my salt and my all-purpose flour in here. I'm going to add my milk and vanilla. Then I'm going to add my beaten eggs. I will add the lid and I will shake vigorously. Now, if you do have a food processor, you can definitely mix this in your food processor, and it will make it light and airy and will also add to the loft of your finished product. But for ease of preparation, and maybe for people that don't have those pieces of equipment, we're going to be just using this today. So I've had my oven on, preheating at 425, with the cast iron skillet, a 10-inch cast iron skillet in the oven. So now I'm going to pull out my cast iron skillet and we will begin. Keep in mind that this is screeching hot metal, so you want to make sure that you're using either a handle cover or some form of protection. sure that our butter coats the pan, and we would like it to coat up the sides as well, because this Dutch Baby Pancake is going to puff up the sides of your frying pan. And we don't want anything to stop that from happening. Now we will line the bottom of our pan with our apple slices. This adds to the presentation as well. And if you're not an apple fan, you can certainly make this plain and serve it with fresh fruit, banana slices, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, anything you like. It's all delicious. And once it's done, we will top it with a little bit of powdered sugar. Again, if you don't want powdered sugar, that's fine. And you can also serve it with maple syrup. Anything that you would normally put on your regular pancake. If you like whipped cream, again, whipped cream is good as well. All right. So, there's our apples. I'm just going to put this back in the oven just to make sure that my pan comes back up to temperature. So the cast iron that I use is actually antique cast iron. It's much more economical to buy antique cast iron. Any antique shops, thrift stores, in most cases you can find old cast iron. You want to just make sure that it's free of cracks. And sometimes they look dirty and grungy, but they are easily cleaned and brought back to life. So as an example, here's a lovely small cast iron frying pan. This is actually a wall pack, and it's small. It's good for frying 1 or 2 eggs, and an enamel coated lid. It's beautiful, functional. They hold the heat well. You can use them on glass top stoves as long as you're not doing too much banging or, significant sliding. As long as you're careful, you can use these on top of the stove, in the oven, on your barbecue. They're great on the barbecue. You can eliminate all the flare-ups when you're cooking meat by using either a large cast iron frying pan or an antique cast iron griddle. They're great things to have, and they'll last a lifetime. All right, so let's now take our pan out of the oven and get our Dutch Baby back into the oven to cook. Okay, so what we do is we just pour our batter over top. As I said, I'm going to be adding some bacon. This is a 1/2 cup of crumbled bacon. Most of the big box stores carry the product. It's not like that hard bacon bits product. This is actually real bacon that's been cooked and crumbled. It's actually still soft. Once you buy it in the grocery store, it comes in a sealed package, and then you just have to refrigerate it. Okay, so we're going to put our Dutch Baby back in the oven. We're going to set our timer for 20 minutes. And when we come back, we're going to take it out of the oven we're going to finish it and make it ready for presentation. Okay, I'm back. We're down to the last minute of our Dutch baby in the oven. And as you can see, it has puffed and is brown around the edges. It'll be very crispy around the edges, and on the inside it'll be like a custard. It'll be very creamy and delicious. We've added those apples and the bacon pieces. Keep in mind that the more ingredients that you add to your Dutch baby, meaning extras, will reduce somewhat the loft and puffiness that you'll get. Okay, here is our Dutch baby with our bacon and apples, and we're going to finish it now by brushing it with the last tablespoon of butter that we melted. Similar to pancakes, you would add a little bit of butter. This isn't a whole lot, and this does serve at least 4. Once it's complete, you can slide it out onto a plate, or you can bring it to the table in the cast iron. Just remember that the pan is screeching hot, and you wouldn't want anyone to burn themselves. We are then going to take our half lemon, and we're going to squeeze some of that lemon. You can hear it sizzle as it hits the pan. Then I'm also adding some chopped walnuts. This is a 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts. I thought it would go good with the apples. And I'm going to give it a little bit of powdered sugar. This is 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. It's not a lot, but it definitely adds to the presentation. I won't even need the whole tablespoon. There we go. I'll be serving this with wonderful Quebec maple syrup. I am in Montreal, Quebec. Lovely city. I love it here. And so you serve this with maple syrup. You can also use agave or any other sweetening liquid that you like. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. If you have any suggestions, please enter them below in the comments section. And I hope to see you again. Again, I'm Linda Flanagan, the recipe chef, and hope to see you again. Have a great day.